Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Monday night's Double O Deep Dive, Pop Culture Pro's home for everything James Bond 007. Thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us on the Facebook Live, the YouTube Live, the Twitter Live, or whether you're listening to this in the future, or you get us on Spotify, wherever you get this. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Jason 006 Fischetic. Here to talk about some James Bond with me, as always, my partner 00, Ginny 005, Lawler Harmon. Ginny, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm tired, but I'm so good. This is a delight to be with you guys today.
I was really excited for this. I missed last week. I wasn't feeling well. We had to postpone, but I was excited to get back into this. I miss talking Bond with you guys.
Yeah.
And with me, as always, the best damn quartermaster on this side of MI6, Ed Camus. Ed, how are you, my friend?
What's up? What's up, fellas? What's going on?
Sorry, I got entranced in the song. I thought we were ending. All right.
Wow.
It keeps going on and on.
Oh, it could look that beat, man. That like
the loop.
There's something enticing about it. The loop about it, exactly. All right. So how's everyone doing today? Did you guys have a Bond-tastic week? Did you fight any Spectre agents this week, guys?
I think trying to fight off COVID every day of my life. Extra vitamin C, whatever I can. Sanitizing, masks, great masks. You know.
That's
sexy Bond masks.
The Bond mask,
right?
Yes.
It's a style. It's if you put yourself in that mindset that it's like a costume, or I am a Bond character or Bond villain, I feel great going out.
Although if we were Bond villains, we would be the cause of this, right? Like,
yeah. Well, the whole last movie was like a little bit where I was like, oh, jeepers, like, what was the scientists? Oh my gosh, they were like like the CDC essentially.
Yeah.
I was like, is this what's happened? Is this what happened? What was going on?
Oh man, if only someone would come to New York City and put a cure in the water. I'm looking at you, Scarecrow.
It's true. It sounds like it's either a Bond villain or it's either a Batman villain in Gotham.
That's right.
I mean, one or the other. Everyone's trying to mess with
who
the
can
water
take care
supply.
of this.
Exactly. All right, so this is Double O Deep Dive, as I said, presented by Pop Culture Pros. Just a little plug, if you haven't done so yet, join the Double O Deep Dive group on Facebook. I've been putting up polls about these movies, and I think I'm going to be more diligent about that going forward. I think my vision in the next era of Bond, which is Pierce Brosnan, is to sort of put a poll out a week and get people thinking and then tally all of the data and bring it to these sort of debrief episodes. So if you haven't gotten on that, please get on, join in the Facebook. All right, so with that plug out of the way, I think that officially brings us to our debriefing of Daniel Craig. The highs, the lows, the sexy, the unsexy, whatever we want to talk about. So I figure I will go around, and I figure I have a couple of questions which I sent you guys. We'll go through them, and then we'll wrap it up with anything we want to discuss that we didn't get a chance to sort of touch on, or we want to revisit, or whatever. I think that'll be sort of how the first half of this episode is structured. And I'm also laying this out because this episode is going to be structured differently than our usual episodes. So I also want anyone listening to understand that we're going to do something a bit different today. So I guess it's important. Let's start with our rankings of the Daniel Craig series. Ginny, because I'm really excited to hear yours, because Ed's I'm pretty sure is mine, right?
Oh no.
But yours, you're the wild card here. Like, I don't know where, like, you might say Quantum of Solace and Spectre a top two, and I would not bat an eye. So I got to hear, Ginny, what do you rank them from best to not so best?
You know what I did originally? I was ranking them, and I was like, my natural, like a little, like, tired state of mind was to do Casino Royale, and as I put my number 2 as my first, the best to me. I just think like, kind of a little revolutionary when it first came out. Great story. The story hadn't been done before. But then 2, I put Quantum because I was like, yes, of course, Quantum. I will watch that again. That is my favorite. That is like I kind of I fell in love with it a little bit when the first time I saw it, and then I went back and I was like, that's not true. If we're talking best to worst in my mind, it's Skyfall. So Skyfall is like is my I know it's I think I don't I think maybe in hindsight it's more of a M story, as you maybe said, like, right, this is really her like swan song, so that's why I knock it a bit, but great song, great writing, great directing, gorgeous cinematography. So I did Casino Royale number 1, Quantum number 2, Skyfall number 2 rather, Quantum number 3, because of my personal reasons, and I'll defend it to the day I die. And let's be real, if you're like, you want to watch Quantum of Solace, yeah, I got an hour and a half to spend. Let's do it. Let's get it done. And my 4 is No Time to Die. I tie No Time to Die and Spectre a little bit. I think I just have to, because it's like No Time to Die is so great and such a great swan song, and there's so many awesome, like, I think I have so many moments that are just like all from No Time to Die as like in his run, but it just it's like sucks that like you tie it to Spectre, because you have to take Blofeld and there's so much, they're still related, that it's like, oh, you just nixed, or I didn't really like that Bond girl, and like, but she is so important to hit, that last move. We have to keep this continuity and wrap it up. But that's it. That's my top 5: Casino Royale, Skyfall number 2, Quantum number 3, No Time to Die 4, and 5 Spectre. I don't know if that's how.
All right. You know what? That's not as crazy as I thought you were going to get with that, Ginny.
Oh, I was being rational.
I was nervous. I was a little nervous at one point. I'm not going to lie.
I really thought you were going to put Quantum of Solace first.
I know. No, because I was like, man, Casino Royale is so special.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal movie
to me.
Ed, what about you? Now again, I'm going to tell you if we are off at all, but I'm pretty sure mine and yours are the same.
Okay. I mean, to follow up on Jenny's point too, like, I admittedly, I like Limp Bizkit, right? I enjoy Limp Bizkit. I understand what they are, though, but I would never say they're better than Metallica or like AC/DC. Like, that would be, someone should arrest me if I ever did that, and I would understand it. So we all have our Limp Bizkit / Quantum of Solace love for things. I get it. It's fine.
Oh man.
But no, I will. My rankings are, I'm pretty sure I've said them on the show before. Skyfall is number 1.
Yeah.
Casino Royale is number 2. But I have said, depending on when you ask me, we could do another show 10 shows from now, and Jason might say, hey, listen, rank the movies quick, Daniel Craig. And I might just tell him something different. So for tonight, though, it is Skyfall, it is Casino Royale, it is No Time to Die, it is Spectre, and then it is Quantum of Solace.
Wow, we were not. Wow. All right. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, it's fine. Listen, the movie knocked me out cold again.
Oh,
like, I told you. I told both of you. I was very clear about that, and I admitted I was tired. But come on, like, and the thing is, though, they take a lot of the stuff from Quantum of Solace. Though I will say this about it, though, it is an important movie to this run,
right?
Because they continue Mr. White. He keeps going. His Mr. White is important through all 5 of these movies. We meet him at the end of Casino Royale. I mean, he ends up with his daughter, and like, I mean, technically Mr. White is like his father-in-law and his kid's grandfather.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
true.
I can't erase
White
him.
Is married. He's in the Bond family now.
Yes, I can't erase him.
Who would have thought? Look at where we started.
Who would have thought? So that is something you can't erase the movie. The movie is important. Right. For whatever reasons they decided to choose to keep the elements from it, they did. It wasn't like I just had a conversation about Rocky V during the week again for the 6,000th time, and it's one of the worst sequels to any franchise ever created. And even Stallone himself tried to erase that film from like its canon, pretty much. Bond didn't do that.
Is 5 the one where he's poor?
Yes. Inexplicably loses his money, his whole fortune in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then like he fights. I don't know how you feel. Whatever. I love the Rocky franchise. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. And every single film in that whole thing, even like the Creed spin-offs and stuff. I actually say that the Creed movies are better than a lot of the Rocky movies.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
As films,
100%, 100%.
But again, but Rocky Balboa picks up, and they never mention anything from Rocky V ever again. He has some money again, and it's fine.
That's true.
He's not like, I'm telling you, they kind of just like soft rebooted. Like, let's just pretend that never happened. My bad.
Rocky V, the one where he's poor. What a thing to say.
That's what everyone remembers.
Is that it?
Well, I remember 2 things about Rocky V. I remember he's poor, and I remember it ends with "Touch me and I'll sue."
Yes.
Sue me for what?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from that movie.
And his son, Stallone's son, is in the film, and he passed away since, so I feel bad speaking ill of him.
Oh no!
But I'm just saying, within the context of just speaking about a film, he is not the best actor.
Sure.
I'll just say it like that. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
he's not the best
fair.
actor. But it's just the movie's terribly written. Like, Rocky's totally out of character in the whole thing, and Stallone even hates the movie himself. He says it every chance he gets as an interview when they're talking about Rocky. He takes a dig at 5 constantly. So when the star of the film, who also created and wrote it, is like, "We're trying to get rid of this," you got to just kind of go with it. Grogan and Jerry are defenders of the film.
Oh, wait. Grogan's a defender of that film? No.
Remember, this is a man who defends Rocky V and Superman 4.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
enough said.
Wait, Ginny can't even sign off on that.
No. No. I like the Fantastic Four movies, but
they're infinitely better than Superman 4.
Yeah.
Yes, and on the other show, we'll talk about Superman 4 one day when that happens. Jason will curse me out during the week that we have to watch it again.
God, I do. I do for a little behind the scenes on Grannies. When it's a movie I really don't want to watch, I don't curse Ed out, but I'm literally like,
no, he doesn't.
I don't want to fucking do this, man. I don't want to watch this movie, guys.
But I want the feedback. I want it. It's we have fun with it. We go through the pain together.
We do.
But we also went through the pain together. Not pain necessarily, but like, I watched Quantum. I didn't want to watch it again.
Right.
But we're doing the show, so we did it. It wasn't as horrible as I remember it being. I'll admit that. But compared to the other 4 films, I just think we got a pretty good run. Yeah. I don't like Spectre either, though. I ripped Spectre in this. I'm pretty sure that's when I was saying borrowing Jason's catchphrase of
"Yes,
fuck you, movie." So, I mean, that's fine. But yeah, I'll just say that's what I'll say about Quantum of Solace. It's not the worst sequel to anything ever made. Still in canon, it is an important film. It's to get on board with it. That and Spectre are both pretty bad. I think I might give Spectre the bump up. I mean, I can't even give you too much of an explanation.
Right? Oh, about why? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but like, Batista's in it. I kind of like.
Oh man.
I hate certain things about it, which I've told you guys. Like, the whole thing with him and the guy's wife, and that whole thing really pisses me off. I just think that was absurd.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, there are boring points for it. It has a bad climax at the end of it. Like, it's bad, but
unpredictable.
I can't say there was many things in Quantum of Solace that I can prop up to push it past it either, though. So that's where I'll leave it at.
I think that's the argument too.
Yeah.
And Gina agrees with you. She agrees with your rankings. And
thank you,
Gina, thank you for listening. Thanks for getting in the conversation. Thanks for joining us today. And thank you for giving me this great segue to say, Ed, I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good.
But it's mine. You had my list, didn't you? It's my exact ranking.
So my favorite is Quantum of Solace, and then there's Spectre. No, And
gonna hear the microphone drop.
The show's over. No, and you and I were exactly the same, except I had Quantum of Solace over Spectre. I was surprised because it would be like me on Granny's Peach Tea after spending 2 hours viciously decrying The Amazing Spider-Man 2, going, yeah, I think it's better than The Amazing Spider-Man. Like that's what it just heard from you. Like Quantum of Solace, you pretty much went, that movie was there. Spectre, you were dropping, you were like, fuck you, movie. I hate you, this, that. And now you're like,
fair enough. That's fair.
Yeah, Spectre's better. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just shocked.
Listen, I will say that I told you I dozed off during part of Quantum. So I didn't get to like rip Mr. Green again, which I'm pretty sure I would have got into again if I would have. I'm not gonna fake the reaction to it. Mr. Green is horrible.
Yeah,
and he's probably my worst villain. I'll tell you right now, I don't care. He's the bottom villain on my list out of the 5 villains.
Okay.
Not mine.
Come on, dude, what is he doing?
What? Damn, you're right. Maybe
we'll talk.
What is he doing?
We'll get there.
Right,
almost nothing,
ahead.
but we'll get there.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm with you on Skyfall. I loved Skyfall. I'm with you that it's interchangeable. I think the thing that puts Skyfall above Casino Royale for me today is because I have not been able to stop thinking about M as Kevin McAllister, like in Home Alone.
Yes.
And every time I think about that, I'm like, yeah, this is the better movie for me. Casino Royale is awesome, though. I mean, it's a coin toss for me. No Time to Die, I really did enjoy. I think I agree with you, Ginny, that I think it would be a better movie if it didn't rely on Spectre. I think Spectre does kind of drag it down because it's tainted by Spectre.
Or does it make it Spectre better? I don't know.
You know what it is? It's like this is No Time to Die, and that's Spectre, and like they just do this.
Yeah,
you know?
a little bit.
That's what it is. Quantum of Solace, I actually do put over Spectre, and I'm going to give you one scene, and I have many scenes that I could cite. That's not true. I've got 4 scenes I could cite, but this is the only scene you need to know about why I think Quantum of Solace is better than Spectre. The bike flip.
Yes. So good.
The bike flip is like that is a highlight of Quantum of Solace. He's like, you were supposed to kill her. I missed. Bike flip.
Yeah.
He's frustrated, and it's just like, what strength. It's so simple.
All right, hold on. Spectre, I'm thinking even further now. Spectre, I do like the car chase with Batista again. And Spectre.
Okay.
That's so good.
That's cool. There's stuff to like in Spectre. There's stuff to like.
There's not a lot, but fuck you movie still. I'm not backing down on that.
All right, so I think all of those lists are pretty solid lists, pretty solid rankings. And now I figure we'll just sort of talk best worst in certain points. So Ed, you kind of made the bold statement that Dominic Green is at the bottom of your best villain, your best worst villain list. So give us your best villain and then explain why Dominic Green is your worst villain.
Okay. Best villain is it's probably part of the reason I put Skyfall at number 1 is that's what I'll go with. I'm sorry. Silva. Yeah. Silva is my number 1. And it's probably why I put Skyfall today over Casino Royale. And I would probably say number 2. Number 2 would be Lashif. Not the other Lashif. Definitely not him. But
Canon Lashif. You're talking Canon Lashif.
Canon Lashif. I still dig Lashif. Like a lot of things, he's got the whole Bond villain look and stuff. I think he's really intimidating, and then yes, he kind of gets punked out at the end and smacked around. I mean, listen, he did put Bond through some of the worst torture I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yep.
In a Bond film. So there's that. I would say number 3 would. I can't believe that it knocks him. So it actually seems like it's an order of the films, though. So maybe that's probably why I'm going along with it. But Silver, or whatever. So sorry, from No Time to Die.
Oh right, Safin.
Sorry, Safin.
Lucifer.
Lucifer.
I call him.
Listen,
his first name.
Safin's not in the movie, and when we talked about No Time to Die, I had my issues with it, and I think he should have been a lot better, more of a villain. You kind of got to give him credit though. He is the villain. He killed Bond.
True.
I mean, that's a lot of points. That is a lot of points. I mean, you actually did it, what no one else can do all these years. So you got. I think that's what props him up there. I mean, that's a big deal. And then I'll say, I can't believe I'm putting Blofeld at 4, but yeah, that's where it is. It didn't work. It didn't work for me, and it should have. Christoph Waltz, we talked about it. Love Christoph Waltz. So excited when I heard he was cast, but the nonsense in Spectre with him is just, what keeps him out of the zero, out of the number 5 spot, is what he did in No Time to Die. Yeah. His one scene and change in No Time to Die is what bumps him above Green for me. And it's not even a lot, but I mean, he was there and he was somewhat saved. It was a good scene he had. And Green, it's just the eco-terrorist thing. It just no, like, just I don't know. He wasn't intimidating. He wasn't a threat, really. I don't think on a lot of levels. You're just there. I mean, it's great. Someone had to, like, who do we make the Bond villain? Okay, we'll just go with Green. Why? I don't know. I mean, he's in the cast. He's just there. We gotta have somebody to yell at. He's French. I mean, okay, I guess. I mean, he just brought nothing to the table whatsoever at all. So, and the last three on the list, 3, 4, and 5 are nothing to write home about for me, honestly. But I mean, the fact that you killed Bond gets you to number 3.
Yeah, and then, I agree with that.
But that's where I'm at with it.
All right, awesome. You know what? I'll give mine because it's so similar, and then we'll hear Ginny's. Because again, like, ours is so similar. Like, I have Silva number 1. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That's why I'm holding Ginny to the end, because Ginny's going to be like, Green is the best, Blofeld is the second.
Oh my gosh!
But but so Silva is, I think, the best, and why I think Silva's the best is, as I said in the Skyfall episode, is he is the dark 007. He's the shadow to Bond's hero. He's the evil 00, which I loved. I thought that worked really well. Le Chiffre, like, canon Le Chiffre, not the Le Chiffre, as we said, we can talk about tonight, is my number 2, just because I think Mads Mikkelsen is terrifying looking and just looks like a real life Bond villain. And I think if Mads Mikkelsen really cried blood, he would be a real life Bond villain. That's the only thing that keeps him from doing it. And then Safin, because he owns an island and he killed Bond. And I don't think, like, I actually liked Rami Malek's Safin more the first time I saw it and less the second, because I was just like, well, this is okay. It's not as good as I thought it was. I think it's because I had just seen these other, like, villains at play. And then I have Green, Dominic Green. Not that he's great. He's terrible. But, like, again, Blofeld, if you guys remember my review of Spectres, Blofeld is the reason I hate Spectre. Like, I love Christoph Waltz and I love Blofeld, but none of that works. And let me just remind you that I am the architect of, I mean, that whole scene, man, that ruined Blofeld for me. Because again, when I'm watching Blofeld in this, I feel like I'm watching Dr. Evil, because we talked about how it was aping Austin Powers. So, like, as much as I like Blofeld's, like, cameo in No Time to Die, for me it didn't save him. So it's not that I like Green more, I just really hate Blofeld.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, but that's me. But Ginny, what's your list looking like?
It's the same as yours, except my reason is a little bit different for Blofeld as my worst. Just that, like, I think similar, like, to Ed, what you said about the movies, like, why Spectre is a better movie than Quantum of Solace is. Like, Quantum of Solace, you could say or argue, is like forgettable or has no major action, nothing memorable. And Dominic, I totally forgot him. I forgot his name even. Like, kind of like I was just like, I know where my list stands. I just know where my best is and my worst is. And Blofeld is like making choices. It's like Spectre makes all these big choices, and like it's gonna everything is he's just they're related, quote unquote, and like everything is so dramatic, it's so big, and Quantum is kind of simple and like and grounded, a little bit more down to earth, and that's like forgettable though. But I was like, because Blofeld's worse for me because it's too many choices, and it's like to me the wrong choices. So, and Silva's like all the right, choices. And if he's mad, he's like, it's like a theatrical, but in a good way and poetic. And I just think it's so funny that the writers of the same movie had my best Bond villain and my worst Bond villain. Like,
interesting.
I'm like, what did you do? What, But
I don't get like that writer. Like how did he sell his soul to write the best like a great Bond movie, and then the downside was he had to write the worst?
He's like
well, I mean, I think we can look at I just think we look at other franchises where we have examples like this. Yeah. I had my mind blown a couple of years ago when I found out, because I guess over the years I never just made the connection. So the director of Empire Strikes Back is, which I consider the best Star Wars movie, I think most would, but there's that. But I love the movie RoboCop. Like, I genuinely adore that film. And he also directed RoboCop 2, which I absolutely despise. It was like, so you made 2 sequels, one possibly the greatest sequel in history, and then you have like one, this is worse than RoboCop 2, but it's pretty awful now. It's pretty awful. It was just like someone who didn't understand what made the first one great.
Well, the thing is, he didn't understand the first one was a satire. Like, he made a straight action movie, and the first movie is a straight up satire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy, but a satire.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'd buy that for $1.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just seemed like they kind of like tried to ride some coattails at times of certain things that worked, but forgot what really made it special. Like,
missed the point.
Yeah, you missed the whole point. So that's what I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
All right. So that's villains. So I'm gonna do. I think this will be the last one we list, because after this is the Bond girls, and I couldn't even name all the Bond girls in these movies. So, but I'll start us off with the songs. I'll list my songs. My intro songs, and I want to make it clear, I don't dislike any of these songs. I do like all of them. I don't love all of them, but I think Skyfall for me is the clear winner, theme wise. I think I had said like this is as close to the Shirley Bassey stuff, which is like real Bond for me, like songs. So this is close you're going to get. So that's fantastic. And then I'm going to put number 2 is No Time to Die. Thinking about it, I really like the haunting melody of that. It kind of feels like a very spy, James Bond song to me. So I kind of put that 2. And then You Know My Name, which I don't. Again, I think I said I don't know if I love it as James Bond theme, but I just think it's a kick-ass song. And then I got Another Way to Die. Not because I dislike it, just because I like the other 3 a little more. And then I got Writings on the Wall, which I think, I don't know, maybe it's because I hate the movie Spectre, and maybe it's because I hate Blofeld, or maybe the song just doesn't resonate with me. So that's my last one. Ginny, what do you got? And then we'll end with Ed.
It's so different. I'll do the but for my first, it's You Know My Name, because I like an upbeat. I like that it's a guy. It's Chris Cornell. I think Chris Cornell's voice like sums up Daniel Craig as a character, his Bond, and that's like rough, gruff. He's not your polished, perfect guy. And then the movies get like sexier, sleeker, what have you. But that's my first one. I think it's just so like I listen to that, like you just pumped. I feel so pumped up, and it's like actiony. And then the second one is, I think this is going to be really bad. I think I'm going to say No Time to Die, even though I said it's not a good. I said it's not my favorite Bond song, but it's a great Billie Eilish song. It's going to win the Oscar this year because it won the Golden Globe.
Oh wow, okay.
So I think that's my number 2. just like, I think the lyrics are great for the movie. And number 3 is, this is gonna sound bad, is another way to die from Quantum of Solace, because no one likes that one, but I like it because I like that it's a guy and a girl singing. I think it's like, and it's weird and all, it's very strange. That's my 3rd, and then my 4th is Skyfall, which is really bad, but she's classic Shirley Bassey doing that song, and it won the Oscar and it's great, but I don't listen to it, and I think it's also now, maybe in hindsight, a little cheesy, a little like playing off of the really old, but not in like my 90s my 90s Bond songs way. So I don't know, even though she is our new Shirley Bassey, Adele is, but and then my 5 is Writings on the Wall. That's why. And I like Sam. I'm not into that song.
Yeah.
I actually think the because we played it on here and we talked about it, the Radiohead Spectre song I think would have been a better choice.
Yeah, which we never got.
Yeah, we never got.
Whatever reason that was, I don't know.
Right. But Ed, what's your list looking like?
I'm gonna say My Name is number 1. I love Audio Slave and I love Chris Cornell, so I'm gonna go with I'll go with him at 1. Skyfall is number 2 for me. Then No Time to Die is number 3. And then I will say, what was it? Who was it in Quantum of Solace? That was Alicia Keys and
Jack White.
I'm going to give them 4. And I actually kind of, not as a Bond song, but I don't mind the song actually at all. Like, It is weird, but it's fine. And then, fucking Spectre one is just awful.
It won an Oscar too.
What did it beat? I kind of want to. We should look that up. And
a Lin-Manuel Miranda song, probably.
Yeah,
I'm sure it did.
But look, if it beat a Lin-Manuel Miranda song, then I'm calling bullshit.
They're keeping him from his EGOT, is what they're doing. That's what the Bond franchise is doing.
Give the man his EGOT.
Give him his EGOT.
I'm actually just trying to look that thing up now.
Oh, nice. That's why you're the best damn quartermaster this part of MI6.
I have to find this out because this is just pissing me off now. I'll keep this going in the background.
Awesome. You take a look at that but at least we could all right. So our lists are very different, and I'm very happy about that. But you know what I'm mostly happy about is we all agree that the writing on the wall is the worst of the 5.
Yes.
Because any way I can take you guys telling me that you think Spectre is the worst at something, I'll take that.
And it pisses me off because it shouldn't have been. It didn't need to be.
I know. And I think that's why I hate Spectre so much, is because it was the one James Bond movie since like forever that I was excited about. Like I was like, wait. I like these other movies because I even at like Quantum of Solace I didn't hate. I just it was all right, but like I liked Skyfall and I liked Casino Royale. I love both of them, and I liked Quantum of Solace. And Spectre was like, I'm getting Blofeld, I'm getting Christoph Waltz's like my fandom, like nerd fandom, was going crazy, and then I get it, and I'm like, the fuck was that?
So I'm going to just tell you right now, it says in 2015, rumors spread that Radiohead would record the theme for the upcoming James Bond film Spectre. The Spectre production team liked the song, but rejected it when they discovered it had not been written for the film.
Oh, what?
At least that's what it says. Well, that's what it says in Wikipedia.
Is there some unspoken
take that with a grain of salt?
About...
Yeah, what a bunch of jackasses.
That's really stupid. Because I question a lot of the songs, like not a lot, but there are a bunch of songs that I go, was this written for the film, or was like Live and Let Die? I'm not 100% sure that was written for the film.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's too good. It's so good.
And it's Paul McCartney. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. What a stupid reason to reject the movie, the song. All right, so now let's talk Bond girls. So again, I can't list them, so I'm not. I mean, if you guys can, if you want to, but I'm not going to. Ed, best worst Bond girl, or just talk about whatever you want to talk about for the Bond girls, and tell us your thoughts.
I would have to say from No Time to Die. I guess she's on a list of Bond girls. I mean, she's in the movie for one scene, but
Paloma?
she kicks.
Paloma
Is awesome. She kicks some major ass.
Yes,
I'm gonna put her as number one because
yes!
I wanted to see so much more of her.
Me too.
I would watch a spinoff about Paloma.
Yes,
She is number one, and she's probably not. I mean, I guess she's in the category of Bond girl. I mean, I guess there was 3 kind of like co-lead female actresses, and so then I would go with Vespa number 2. She was really good.
Yeah.
But I mean, Paloma kicking ass the way she did, Vespa didn't do that. I mean, that was major ass kicking she had there.
Oh yeah, agreed.
And I would say number 3, I will actually go, and I don't remember her name from the film, from Quantum of Solace. Olga.
Karolenko. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna
Camille.
Is it
that? I like Camille. Yeah,
she was really good.
I know.
She was really good. I would go with her as number 3. Who the hell was the one girl in Spectre? I don't know. I'll go. She's last. Whoever does that. She's last. I'm gonna weave my way through it like there. She's gonna get thrown to last again. And Manny Penny wouldn't count as a Bond girl.
I know.
Is she?
Yeah, I know.
No.
I thought her as a side character with like Q and M and
had she not wound up being Money Penny, she completely does the Bond girl thing in Skyfall.
Yes.
But becoming Money Penny, I think it disqualifies her from being a Bond girl because she's a pre-established character.
So then with Skyfall, though,
then there is no M.
I guess Madeline Swan would be number 4. I guess
Severin, that girl, Komodo Dragon layer girls.
Yeah, so. I mean, she's like in and out in Skyfall, like with nothing memorable. So I know I'm not taking one from each film, but like I'm trying to. Yeah, I guess Madeline Swan I'd put at 4, and then last place can just go to whoever is in Spectre. Like everyone in Spectre.
Everyone in Spectre.
See, so the hatred for Spectre is coming out now in the rankings, little by little. So
I remember. I hate Spectre.
It's seething out.
Jesus.
Ginny, you want to tackle the Bond girls?
I agree. Paloma's my favorite, and she came out of nowhere, and like she's so like she's a star. I think she's a star, but then like she's so strange. She's a weird energy, and I love that about her. Because let's be real. Let's just be a little quirky. Let's just be a little fun, and high energy and super supportive and a great friend to Bond. I love that. And worst, I say Severine. She has an awesome name, but that weird backstory, which I think a writer likes to put in to a lot of different, of his works, TV shows. And
she was the one who came from Sex Factory, right? Yeah, that was weird.
But she looks gorgeous and she's cool, but I like as a cucumber, but she's my worst. Yeah. I don't like Madeline Swan that much, but I like her more in No Time to Die. So I put this little Severine lady at my worst.
No Time to Die. It really does elevate.
Yes,
it really does. I think we're all in agreement for our favorite Bond girl. Yeah. Because I was very much Team Paloma. I loved her so much. I don't care that she was in it for 1 or 2 scenes. I'm with you guys. I would watch a spinoff with her. I'd watch anything they put her in. I think, why wasn't she in this movie more? She was charming and fun and sexy and intelligent and like everything you want in an action star. And then I give, of course, you got to give like honorary mentions to Vespa. Mm-hmm. Because Vespa's like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's like the argument. Are being like, oh, isn't she your first? Is it the original or like she's the love of his life?
She gets the honorary mention because she drives the whole series.
Sure.
If Paloma wasn't so much fun, Vespa would have been the number 1, I think. But
right.
like Paloma, as you said, comes out of nowhere. I want to give. I want to say Camilla. I forgot about her until Ed, you brought her up. But I actually do think she deserves honorable mentions too. There's some real fun stuff with her, like picking Bond up, like after he gets in the hotel, and the fun stuff with her trying to kill the Colonel. So, honorable mentions to them. But Paloma's my number one, and my last is the Widow. And I'm surprised that wasn't yours, Ed, because that's your big problem with Spectre.
But hold on, I threw her in the bin of whoever was in that film, so
that's right.
She technically gets part of it. Like they don't even get mentioned.
It's just every Bond girl in Spectre stuff.
By the end of this episode, I might start reasoning to put Quantum over Spectre. By the end of this, who knows? We'll see where this goes.
My job here is done. But yeah, I think the Widow's the worst because I agree with you, Ed. Like that came out of nowhere. That meant nothing. What the hell was going on? And why is she even in the movie?
And she lit,
And she does live,
because she just gets away. It's Monica Bellucci, though. What do you do? What do you do with that? Is that a waste? Is she wasted?
I think she's wasted in that film because I was like, when I heard she was going to be in it, I'm like, okay, she's going to be the Bond girl. Oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, that's it. This is what you did.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
No. So I told her, by the way, I found the 2016 Academy Awards for Best Original Song.
All right, let's hear it.
So, Earned It by The Weeknd was nominated. Was one of the nominees that lost to Writings on the Wall.
The Weeknd.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I started liking The Weeknd eventually, so I didn't even remember the song. Manta Ray. Don't know what that is. I'm starting to realize why maybe they won because I actually don't know.
That was the weak year.
Simple Song number 3 by David Lang.
No. He wasn't even trying with that title.
Yeah. So, and then Till It Happens to You by Lady Gaga and Diane Warren.
For what?
I'm trying to find. They don't list what the movie was.
That was the year? That was it?
This is, there you go. Now we know why.
Man, what a weak year.
It was pretty awful.
Very weak.
They got lucky.
Wow.
Got kind of lucky.
Well, then it was the best song, I guess.
I guess maybe it was the best song.
I keep my words.
But you know what? Look, just because it was the best song of the year doesn't mean it was good.
True. This is true. Let's see. The Weeknd song was from 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, right.
Oh,
okay, so Till It Happens to You was from a movie called The Hunting Ground.
Don't know it.
Manta Ray was from Racing Extinction.
No.
And Simple Song number 3 was from a film called Youth.
No.
I've never heard of any of this.
All right, so I backtrack. Writings on the Wall was the best song in 2016.
Guys, all I can say to you right now is get off my lawn.
Wow. I take back the shit talking. I guess it was.
Wow. All right. Because again, I do like that song. I just don't love it.
Yeah, they just got better.
All right. So, I figure let's talk about highlights, lowlights, and then overall success of Craig's run. I'm pretty sure we're all going to agree on the overall success, but Ed, you want to give us any highlights or lowlights that you want to discuss, and then overall success?
The lowlight's probably from Spectre. The whole thing with the Widow. That's the worst thing that probably happens in this entire run of Bond. I mean, it's just totally inexplicable. It really, really pisses me off.
It hurt you so bad.
It did. It killed me. It killed me. And I mean, this is my favorite run of. I'm going to say this is my favorite run of Bond films. I've said Daniel Craig's my favorite Bond. I would say this is probably my favorite run, even though 3 out of the 5 movies I like. Because as much as I don't like Quantum of Solace, but I also don't like Spectre either. So,
yeah,
I mean, but I really, really enjoyed the 3 that I like. So they were some of my favorites, and that's probably what elevates it to the best of the run. And the highlights, Daniel Craig is the highlight of this run. And the choice to go with continuity for the first time in the history of Bond, it worked a lot for me. We got a grounded, fleshed out, realistic Bond. And I think for the first time, he's a real character. James Bond is a real person in these movies, for again speaking in context of a fictional character and everything, but like he actually has like a storyline that lasts 5 films, and unlike the other ones, which is kind of like a semi reboot in every single film that you start off with. As much as I enjoy them, I love the character, that you can pick up any of them and just roll with it and not need to have seen anything before or after, and you're good. So I think I respect that choice a lot, and I think that the success of this makes the follow-up, like we talked about last week, the follow-up to this is going to be incredibly difficult. Like to see where you take the franchise after they did what they did. It's almost like a mic drop to say, go ahead, try to top this, and they're going to try to top it, but we can't even figure out where the heck you start. And I think that in its own says how successful this run was.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this is the most successful run.
Yeah, well put. I don't think the Bond franchise has ever been in a situation where they're like, what the hell are we going to do next?
Oh, yeah.
Cast a handsome fellow who can kind of act, and we'll go with it. We'll give him some gadgets. He'll fight a bad guy. We'll get some beautiful ladies in as Bond girls. Roll camera. Let's do it. No, not anymore.
Nope.
Not anymore.
Not emotionally.
No.
All right. So, Ginny, highlights, lowlights, and overall success.
It's so funny because it's like over. It was a year that the movie came out, and like this run is over, so that's crazy. I think saying Daniel Craig is like a highlight is totally true because he's like so different. He's so sensitive. He's so when you think, but he's so gruff. He's like contradictions, but he's a damn good actor, and he's he gets all the one-liners. I said Jeffrey Wright's a highlight for me because I miss him, and I was really upset when he died. And I think we all love Jeffrey Wright. We all love Felix Slater.
Yep.
My list stuff was like all of Spectre. I said really just because I was like, I went to the theaters and I saw it and I was like, and I can tolerate bad moments or like I'm very forgivable with bad movies, and I watched it going, this isn't good, right? And like me hesitating to say like, oh, that's right, okay, was that a good movie? And then turning to my boyfriend and going, was that? Did you like that? That's not. I don't think that's great.
Did you like that?
Did you like it? And Paloma's a high point for me, and I like there's Quantum again. That motorcycle flip's pretty great.
Yeah,
that highlight.
That motorcycle flip is on my list of highlights. For
always
sure.
Replays my mind occasionally. A serotonin boost.
I love it. That actually, that bike flip might be it's one of my top 5 favorite moments of this run. So overall, it's a success, though, right, Ginny? That's what you were.
Yeah, of course. What if I said no?
Yeah, I'd been like,
that would be a hot take.
Right. That would be a hot take.
With all that said, no, I think it was an unsuccessful run. No, I loved it.
It was shit. But yeah, so like my highlights, I tried to find a highlight and a low light from each movie, right? So highlight from Casino Royale, like, is that opening where you see him get his 00 status. I think that is probably actually, I said the other one was like top 5 moments. I think that is my favorite moment of this run. Like, it's black and white and you get to see how he gets his 00 status. That's a highlight for Casino Royale. Highlight for Quantum of Solace, of course, that bike flip. There's no way around it. That's the best part of that movie. I have actually 2 highlights for Skyfall. The first is, of course, I said M doing her like Home Alone thing, but also Bond blowing up that house like in a way that no one, like, Silva was like, all right, we're just gonna go in, and Bond's like, fuck y'all, I'm blowing up the house. My highlight for Spectre would be the opening when he's walking through the crowd with the mask and he's got the girl. I actually think that's a cool scene.
Yeah, I like that.
And No Time to Die, I think my positive has to be that, his death. I mean, I never thought I would see I didn't realize James Bond was going to die until 5 minutes after he was dead, because I was like, there's no way they're going to kill him. But so those are my highlights. My lowlights. So my lowlight for Casino Royale was not enough Felix Leiter.
Yeah.
And that's a small low light. I mean, because we do get a lot of great Felix stuff, but I have to find something. My low light of Quantum of Solace was, where's the script?
Sure. Fair. Fair enough.
My low light of Skyfall, I don't think I have one.
The credits because the movie was over?
Oh.
Yeah, maybe that was it. The credits because the movie. Oh, no. You know what? Ed, I'm going to take your low light from Skyfall. The shoehorning in of Moneypenny.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a low light of Skyfall. My low light of Spectre, I mean, it's Blofeld. Come on. I don't think I made any bones about how much I hated that. And my low light of No Time to Die is everyone has time to die.
Everybody.
Everybody has the time. Why are you calling it No Time to Die? But I think, of course, overall, I'm with you guys. I think this is a very successful run. I think Daniel Craig does something with this character we've never seen before. I think the fact that it has continuity makes it feel like the books, because as I'm reading now, like the books, you could pick any one of these movies and watch it and get the entire movie without having to know much else. But it does harken back. So if you do know the previous thing, it really enriches it. And so, yeah, I think it's completely a success. So, Daniel Craig, we here at 00 Deep Dive say that your tenure as James Bond was a success.
Smashing success.
A smashing success. And speaking of smashing successes, that brings us to our current mission today. Mission Casino Royale 1954. So I'm going to set this up before we just start talking about this, and I do have a couple of notes on this. I'm going to just set this up. So here's the setup for anyone who doesn't know what this is, which I didn't until I researched it. And you guys didn't either, right? Until I told you about it?
I didn't get a chance to even look it up.
So, sorry, I dropped my pad. So, this was a 1954 American television adaptation of Casino Royale. Casino Royale, the book, came out in 1953. It is literally the first crack at taking James Bond to the live action out of the book. It stars a gentleman named Barry Nelson as James Bond, or as we're going to call him here, Jimmy Bond.
Jimmy Bond.
I hate
it. We got Peter Lorre as Le Chiffre. Peter Lorre, for anyone who isn't big into old movies, he played a very important character, Ugarte, in Casablanca. Mm-hmm. He played a very important character whose name escapes me in The Maltese Falcon. And he's actually like a Hungarian actor who acted in like Germany and in Europe. He was in a movie called M, where he played a child killer. So like Peter Lorre is something of a big deal at this time in the 50s. He's a known quantity. And this pretty much gives us the story of Casino Royale, set only in the casino or the hotel rooms, and only taking 50 minutes. So
thankfully,
I think we could easily pull this apart and talk about how ridiculous it is. It's for what it is, it's a movie in the 1950s, or not even a movie. It's a television show in the 1950s, right? So it's not going to be, if anyone's coming into this and saying, I want to watch this Barry Nelson do parkour for 3 hours before we get to the casino, that's not going to happen. So you got to adjust expectation, which I did. So in saying that, I want to start off with talking just about the positive things that we thought about this. We'll get to the negative, and I get a sense that both of you have a lot of negative. But let's talk just about the positive at first. So, you know what? I'll put you on the spot. I didn't tell you guys we were going to start like this. Would either of you like to start with just the positives, or would you like me to start?
I'll say I liked how clear we were about the rules and why we were going after the villain, because I'm gonna sound like a dumb butt, but the idea of I like watching Casino Royale, the Daniel Craig movie. Sometimes I was like complicated. I'm like, why do we need money? Money what? And then like they're like, okay, Le Chiffre he's this much in debt. He needs to make this much back. Clear. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, I like that. I love the efficiency of the plot. That's one of my major pluses.
That's it.
You know, that's great.
That's all there is. Damn, Ginny! I thought if anyone was going to find good things in this,
and the girl was gorgeous. She was a stunner. She was beautiful, like not even in the 1950s beautiful way, just like kind of like her figure, her like cheekbones. She was great and endearing, and I was like, you're like I don't know if you're a TV actress, but you're like certainly a movie star to me. And then of course, our Le Chiffre was like, they talked about him having knives. They're like, he's got 3 blades on his like body, and I was like, I don't think our other movie version had that. I was like, that's kind of threatening, and he's threatening. Yeah. He's so sinister, and
he's very sinister. He is very sinister,
especially because you think, we always do our Peter Lorre impressions, and like, my husband walked in, he goes, I was like, yeah, that's Peter Lorre playing Le Chiffre, and he goes, okay, because I thought it was someone doing an impression of him. He's like, I was going to ask if it was someone doing an impression, but he was great, and I think I went into it being like, oh, he's going to be kind of a joke or like stunt casting, and he was genuinely like, he's short but just scary, just like. The threat is he means business. He's great.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, he is my number one thing that I really liked about this was Peter Lorre. And I'm going to say this. Peter Lorre looks tired in this. He looks very tired. But I still think he's great. He just, oh, Mr. Bond, you have to give me the money, Mr. Bond. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a huge Peter Lorre fan. He can do no wrong in my eyes.
You know what I did like? This is so stupid. The one Bond line, the one moment I really actually liked the Bond, Jimmy, was when he's getting tortured. Spoiler alert, there's a torture scene. And what does he say? There's a line, I forget what the line is before it, but then Jimmy's retort to Le Chiffre is, I bet you love it. And he says it like very like, I bet you love it. And I'm like, okay, there's that aggressiveness that makes you like, you up 10 points. And then he drops it. Then he loses it. Then he loses me.
I'm going to say that is actually one of the coolest. And Ed, we're going to turn it over to you for yours. But it's one of the coolest interactions of the whole episode, because that interaction starts with, well, if you don't give me the money, Mr. Bond, I'm going to have to kill you or torture you, whatever. And Barry Nelson goes, well, look, I don't like to be tortured and I don't want to be killed, but I got a job to do and I'll do either one if it's necessary. And that's when Peter Lorre goes, well, I guess I'll have to torture and kill you. And that's when he says, and you'll like it, too.
And you'll like it, yeah.
I thought that whole back and forth was fun. All right, Ed, so positives for this.
It's on YouTube for free.
Free is good.
Yes, it is good. I feel like Jason has gotten some revenge for making some of the things I've made him watch over time. So I think we have that. I appreciate. I think it is Jason. I applaud you for doing that. You've gotten me back for some of the nonsense I put you through on Granny's Peach Tea. So we're there. No, I mean, all jokes aside, for what it is, whatever. I really hate Jimmy Bond. I really hate Jimmy Bond. And I don't know. I had weird ideas during this film. I was like, imagine Daniel Craig's Bond with this Le Chiffre.
Oh my god!
Jimmy Bond with Mads Mikkelsen. I wanted Mads Mikkelsen to like hit him in the chair and everything.
Oh god!
But does that mean you wanted to see this Jimmy Bond like naked with his ball sack hanging out?
Whatever. No. And as long as he got hit, then he deserves it. Whatever it takes. He can just beat him with the suit on. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I had a tough time like getting engaged with it. I don't know. It was a bit rough, I think, but it's fine. It was only 50 minutes. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the interaction between Jimmy and the chief when he's already captured was probably the highlight, I think, for it. And that was it. I just found so many things kind of weird, like the Mathis, the fact that Jimmy's ex-girlfriend's name is Mathis. I thought was kind of interesting.
Oh, right.
That was in there.
That's actually a character in the movie, in the book,
and in the
not
film.
A female. Yeah, and the film.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think those are the kind of things I was in. Lighter was with MI6.
Yeah,
Lighter was like
British.
He was a British MI6.
And his name
agent?
Clarence. Did they?
Yes, he was going to say Clarence Lighter, not Felix.
Yeah, Clarence Lighter. I thought that threw me off. Jimmy Bond. I wasn't sure if he was a secret agent or if he was just a really good card player. I was confused by that for a while.
That's true.
I was just waiting for something. Yeah, it was just a weird thing. I mean, I got some laughs out of it, so it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was a challenge. It was a bit of a challenge at times.
So then I'm gonna be the one who says the most shocking thing is I actually really enjoyed this.
You're gonna say it's better than Spectre, aren't you? That's what you're gonna say.
It's shorter than Spectre, that's for sure.
It's true. It's true.
Not wrong.
It is definitely.
I don't think it's better than Quantum of Solace, if that makes you feel any better.
It makes me feel better.
There you go.
Makes me feel better.
But so just a little sort of insight into what I've been binge watching lately, which will sort of explain why I was okay with this. Is I just recently, so all of this talk about James Bond 007 and my theory that James Bond 007 is the Doctor Who of the spy genre, right? Because he just regenerates and becomes someone else. Like, I went through all the new Doctor Who stuff, and then I went, I think I'm going to sign up for BritBox and start from the beginning. So I've been watching old 1960s Doctor Who lately. So this was not that much different than that, and I'm enjoying that. So I'm going to say a lot of nice things about this, and then we can trash talk it, and then we'll be done with this, and we'll never have to think about it again. But I think the scene between Clarence Leiter and Jimmy Bond, where Clarence Leiter's telling him his mission, and he has to explain Baccarat, and every time someone comes over, like, Clarence Leiter's just like, so what does the 9 mean?
Yes. Oh, it was great. That was pretty great. The change.
Yeah, I thought that was really good, and it was really well acted considering this is again a 1950s television show. I really enjoy did you see the matches call sign they did where they sit down at the table and Clarence is like, oh yeah, you're Jimmy Bond. I know you. You're this big card player. Let me light your cigarette. And then Bond took the match and then put it out and put it in a certain a configuration in front of Leiter, and Leiter looks at it, scoops it up, and they start having their conversation. So I thought that was kind of really a slick sort of spy moment.
Okay.
You guys are not buying it, but it's okay. Let's see. It's garbage. That's garbage. All right. I realize all my favorite stuff has to do with Leiter. I think Clarence Leiter is my favorite actor in this, outside of Peter Lorre. But because that scene where the guy puts the gun to his back when he's on the phone and he's got the money. I mean, come on. He's like, you're going to give me that money. Well, what are you going to do? Shoot me? Yes, I'm going to shoot you. All right. The phone rings. Someone comes over. No, that phone's for me. But can you take this money and put it I love that.
And he's got the cane to him. And he's like, this is a gun. This is really a gun. It's not a cane. Or says some shit like that. I'm like, what is going on right now?
Although, and this is, again, why I'm more forgiving. That scene is in the book.
Oh, and he explains it to him like that too?
It's not that. It's not.
I felt like he was breaking the fourth wall. Like he was telling the audience, hey, this is really a gun. It's not a cane. He's in danger.
It wasn't that bad, but actually, that scene in the book happens when Bond is actually playing this would have been better if they did it in this, but Bond is actually playing against Le Chiffre, and he's about to win, and this guy comes up with like this I think it is a cane that is a gun, and he puts it in his back, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you if you don't like lose. And Bond does that thing where he kind of like throws himself over his shoulder. So I guess because I saw the tie-in to the book, I was like more accepting of it, but you're right, that's a bad scene. And then, all right, so that's all.
It's a gun.
It's a gun. It's not the cane.
Yeah, come on, guys.
And then I'm going to ask you this question before we get to our negatives. Does Bond get his toe cut off in that torture scene?
No idea.
I wasn't quite sure what was going on in that scene, because there's so many people.
All right, so I thought it was just me. I thought I was the only one confused by that.
Well, they're in a bathroom. I don't know. Are they in a bathroom in the book? What's going on there?
No. Well, that's the thing is that happens. That stuff, they're not in a bathroom. It actually is. The book is more accurate to the Daniel Craig thing, where they're in this like separate place, and they have the Vespa character, who in the book she's Vespa, and this she's whatever, and she's outside being guarded, and he's being tortured. So the Craig thing is more accurate to the book.
Yeah.
But in this, for anyone who hasn't seen it, Jimmy Bond is tied up in a bathtub with his shoes off, and the not Vespa's tied to like a radiator, and Le Chiffre is like, I'm going to torture you in front of her, and then I'm going to torture her in front of you, Mr. Bond. I just like doing my Peter Lorre impression. I don't get it's so rare I get to do it.
I like it.
Thank you. And then he gets a pair of shears, and you see him go down to where, and he's like, this is going to hurt a lot, Mr. Bond.
Yeah.
And then it cuts away, and Bond screams, and I'm like, did he just cut his toe off?
Dang. Well, is he walking after the scene?
Oh, he's running, he's shooting, he's doing everything.
Oh,
I don't know. I thought he was like just messing with him. Like, was he putting it around his toe and wiggling it really hard? And this
James Bond is such a wuss that he just screamed. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, exactly. He's awful. Jesus.
All right, so let's get into the negatives. Let's give it a shit. Ed, start us off, because I know
fucking Bond. Jimmy fucking Bond is the worst thing about this whole thing. I mean, he's just an embarrassment of like everything.
Yeah, embarrassment.
God. I mean, I'm just like, where is the suave? Where is the anything? I don't even know what your profession is still. I think you're just a baccarat player. I still didn't know by the time it was over whether he was a secret agent or not. It was very strange.
There is a line. There is a line where she says, you're like a government official pretending to be a card player. So they do throw it in there, but you are 100%.
I'm still choosing to ignore it. I thought there was a point. Yeah, I think there was a point where I think maybe between him and Leiter or somebody where they say he's like in some organization that's a combination of MI6 and the U.S. government or something. I don't know. It's very muddled and unclear. Yeah, anything around Jimmy Bond is what really annoyed me. I just couldn't get on board with him at all, on any level whatsoever. I'm like, man, I love Roger Moore right now. Like, this is where I'm at.
Wow.
Yes, I'm like, give me Roger Moore till the end of time, no problem. What the hell am I looking at right now?
All right. So Jimmy Bond was really the detractor for you.
Oh, yeah. I just couldn't get on board with it at all, but mainly because of him.
All right, fair enough. Ginny, what about you? What was your big detractors?
Oh, I said this is like the Bizarro universe where Felix is British and then Jimmy's American. He's American.
I won't call him James.
It's like, I just hate it though because he looks like a Jimmy. He has a crew cut. And I know that's very 1950s, but we have attractive like American men in the 1950s. Like, there's plenty of Twilight Zone episodes. There's plenty, like Mad Men is like a testament to that. Like suave Americans. We look bad with him as our American, and he's like, and what does she say? She has a line to him that's like, he's like checking the doors, and like he's like, my room was bugged. The villains bugged my room, and she's like, oh, you like to live dangerously. And he says something stupid, but I go, no, he doesn't like to live dangerously. He lives like he's a paranoid spaz. Like, he looks spazzy and sweaty, doesn't he? I don't know. And they were in black and white. It's like, and that's my thought. And his voice is so high pitched, which sounds bad. I'm like, you have a high pitch, that's fine. But like, because what does he do? I like the line where he's like kind of gruff and growling at Lefshifra, and he's like, "I bet you love it." I'm like, "Oh, that's wow, what a little like different thing to say." And then Valerie says something, and I guess he's panicking. He tells her to shut up.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Valerie, shut up!" His voice cracks.
Like high pitch Eric from like the house.
I was dying. I was like, "You lost me, Jimmy Bond." And then I wrote a note saying, "Henchman's name is Zoltan."
Zoltan.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty great.
He granted me a wish once. It was to be big.
Granted, this guy wish he got to play Jimmy Bond.
Yes. Oh man.
So that's weird. It. You're done tearing it down.
Yeah, and him, poor him. You know what a gosh. Yeah. But
come on, this Bond was like the bootleg Bond you get at like the bodega, the corner store.
Oh my gosh.
Of like the G.I. Joe or Transformer or something like that. Like that's what this guy is.
No, but I'm gonna argue against that because
no, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say because he was the first one to film.
Yes,
I know you're gonna say that. I know you're gonna say that.
Exactly.
Why him? Because they read the book.
Well, here's the thing. One, in the book, he is described as looking like Hoagie Carmichael.
Who's that?
Exactly. He's a like 1940s actor with dark hair, dark eyes, and who's white, which is this guy. So I think this guy actually does look like he's described in the book. But having said that, since I now have to get to my negatives, he's terrible.
God, yes.
He is terrible. I actually did some research on him. Apparently, like he was in The Shining, which Ginny and I were talking about.
That's the only thing I know I recognized him from.
Oh.
And then like he did a one-off on every show in the 70s. Like he was on The Love Boat. He was on like just look at his career. He's a television actor. He kind of like actually reminds me of Leonardo DiCaprio's like character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He was just all this TV. But yeah, no, and the fact that like it opens with this weird assassination attempt that's never followed up on, he just kind of like he's shot at and he goes into the casino. He's like, "Oh, someone just tried to shoot at."
Oh yeah, and they joke about it.
Yeah. You're the person who someone.
Day.
You're the person that someone shot at. I'm the person someone missed.
Yes.
Let's have a drink.
Yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, no, he's the problem. You know, and then the other problem is this is a made for 1950s TV thing. Like, you know, but I'm gonna say this. If you asked me if I could cast one old-timey actor in their prime as a James Bond villain, it would be Peter Lorre. And though this is not in his prime, I think in his prime he would have made an excellent Le Chiffre. Just saying.
Oh, full length.
Yeah, right. Like exactly. You put him and Sidney Greenstreet together as a Bond villain and a Bond henchman. Sidney Greenstreet is, and I don't know if you're into like classic movies, but they were in The Maltese Falcon together as villains, and they were in Casablanca together, not as villains, as two different things. But they always acted together, and like Sidney Greenstreet's a big fat guy, and Peter Lorre is a skinny, wiry guy. So like you put them together on screen, it looks amazing in their prime.
Okay.
All right. So anything else about Jimmy Bond's run? I think we can all say it was a failure, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, at least they did try. I get it's a TV show.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't the whole thing in the beginning, by the way, the intro with like it was like climax and big letters and stuff like that. And I was like, wait,
Act 3.
But again, though, like climax was the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And it ran, I looked up, it ran for 4 seasons. So it was somewhat successful. And Peter Lorre guest spotted on 5 episodes of those 4 seasons. So like, as ridiculous as like that was, because I found that ridiculous too. I'm surprised they weren't selling a soap, you know, like, hey, climax brought to you by Ivory Soap, you know. But it seems that for what it was, a generic 50s television show, it seems to have been a bit successful.
Yeah.
Was it mysteries like spy novels kind of, or
it was just it just did action stuff. It was one of those things where like every week it was a new action story or something like that. Like it looked to me from this episode as it was really trying to capitalize on the film noir and detective wave that was going on in the 40s and 50s. All right, so we put Jimmy Bond to rest. We put Daniel Craig to rest. Anything else before I give our outro and end the show?
Rest in peace, Bond. Rest in peace, Daniel Craig Bond. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Ron.
I just saw some. I just saw some comments. So I'm gonna put Tim's up there. Jaws for life. Tim, you're more than welcome to come on Moonraker. That's going to be a big show.
Was he talking about Jaws the Revenge?
Jaws 4.
Yes,
tell you, Tim. Never.
Oh, who'd be a great Bond villain? Michael Caine.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jaws.
Yeah, I mean, Jaws would also be a great Bond villain.
Imagine that.
Michael Caine would be a good Bond villain.
Yeah.
Do you expect me to talk, George? Chump. That's it. The movie's over. All right. So please join us next week, Monday, 8:30. Here at Double O Deep Dive, Pop Culture Pro's home for everything James Bond 007, where we flash back to the 90s and we start talking Pierce Brosnan's run, baby. And we start with GoldenEye.
Yes.
I think it's safe to say we're all excited to talk about GoldenEye, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I haven't seen it in a year. Oh, no. Yeah, like a few years.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it in a couple years myself. And I know like we're going to get to GoldenEye and we're all going to be like, yeah, GoldenEye. And then we're all going to start going off in our different ways. Yeah. Brosnan's tenure gets weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, join us next week. Please, if you haven't, as I said before, join the group on Facebook, Double O Deep Dive, so you can sort of get into the Bond discussions. You can weigh in on your own opinions. I actually promised that I would say what everyone on our group said, and I'd forgotten. So before I go, because I'm a man of my word, our group universally said they thought that Skyfall had the best song, Silva was the best villain, but Casino Royale was the best movie of the Craig era. So watch out for, I'm going to do my diligence to put more polls up there for the Brosnan era so we can have a little more data, a little more things to discuss when we get to the end. If you like this show and you want to see something else where that I am in and Ed is in and Ginny does frequent guest stars, she'll be coming up soon. Please join us at Granny's Peach Tea to get your latest serving of sweet geeky goodness. Ed, what do we got coming up this week in Granny's Peach Tea?
So this Saturday afternoon, because we will not be doing the Wednesday show this week, but we'll be moving to Saturday afternoon, and we got a bunch of things coming up. We got the latest in the CW verse, our usual Superman and Lois. We're going to have the latest on Naomi, along with Batwoman and DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Of course, episode 4 of Peacemaker we'll be talking about as well. Can't wait to see what insanity goes on there. And we'll continue our run through the Batman theatrical adventures. And we are at Batman Returns. So we'll be talking about a whole lot of Tim Burton Batman, some more. Jason and I had a blast a couple of days ago talking about the original. I can't wait to talk about that one, see how it is, and we'll decide if it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, which I'm going to argue it is, straight up.
Yeah, to me it is.
I'm going to argue it is. Yep, exactly.
Every year.
So, and it has not been on my Christmas watch list, but I will see though. No, I'm open to this. I haven't watched Batman Returns in a long time. Oh, yeah. I'm excited to watch it. I didn't dislike it as a child, so we're gonna see where it goes from here. So I can't wait.
I'm excited for this conversation. And the week after, we got Batman Forever, which Ginny is going to be our special guest on because Ginny is as she is on many things, a Batman Forever apologist.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jenny will join us for that, and it will be our 50th episode.
Oh my gosh.
Granny's PT's 50th episode. That's a big deal we got coming up. So,
guys, I only got one thing to say to you. Get off my lawn!
Right, all right.
And if you are interested in other shows that are on the Pop Culture Pros Network, you can, if you are interested in Star Wars and want to sort of get your fix of the Book of Boba Fett, listen to people talk about it and love the Star Wars, you can join Shooting the Sith with Tim, who's also Tim Tamala, also a friend of the show, friend of Granny's Peach Tea. I'm looking to get him on this show as well. And I guest spot on there sometimes, give a little Akbar fact bar. So join Tim in Shoot the Sith, talk about the latest in the Star Wars craze. If you like the alphabet, you could join Eric in A to Z, where he literally covers everything from A to Z. The man literally covers everything from Argentina to Zimbabwe. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, A to Z. Welcome. Thank you. I have a whole list of them. If you are interested in basketball, they got the Four Quarters show. Jada and Kyle do movie reviews. We got Just Too Sweet for the wrestling. If you're in for some wrestling talk, you want some Mets talk, we got Put It in the Books. You want some Giants talk, we got We Stomp You Out. When you're looking for the Yankees, we got the Empire 161 show with Ed and Lisa, which that'll be coming back. When is the baseball come back? I ask you this every week.
It's fine. No, hopefully, if the MLB lockout ends, we'll have a show coming up in about March. We'll be doing our first one, and then the season starts at the end of March. Hopefully, God willing, that we'll get that going. Though, so.
Awesome. So we're almost there. So for any show that I mentioned that someone is not on here to plug, please go to the Pop Culture Pros website or their Facebook group. Find out when what is coming up, because I'm a terrible host. I only know the shows that I'm on. I'm not a good team player, but I do my best here. And having said that, I want to wish you all a bondnificent week. I don't know. I'm trying to make that. Oh, wait. Tim says Just Too Sweet returns tomorrow night. See, it's good to know. So if you guys are into the wrestling, you want to know about the wrestling, Just Too Sweet returns tomorrow night. All right. So that is us for us. That is it for us here at Double O Deep Dive. We will catch you next Monday. Thank you very much. Have a great night.